League One football tonight as well, of course, and the Chair Boys are on the road. They're in Stockport watching this one for us. Sam Avery. Evening, Sam.
Yeah, evening Luke, evening everyone. Several changes from the FA Cup at the weekend for Wycombe, but 3 from the last league game and that victory over Leyton Orient 10 days ago. One of those is the first league start of the season for Jasper Pattenden at right back, while Richard Kone and Josh Scowen come back into the side. Injuries have started mounting though in recent weeks. No Jack Grimmer, Gareth McCleary or Gideon Kodua following knocks in recent games for the trio. So the Chairboys line up with Ravizoli in goal, Harvey, Taylor, Lowe and Pattenden across the back. A strong midfield of Morley, Scowen and Humphreys, plus Onyedinma, Udo and Kone. On the bench, George, Wheeler, Butcher, Leahy, Backinson, Skura and Labalo. It's a first meeting between Stockport and Wycombe for more than 13 years. The hosts back in League One for the first time in 14 years after going on a journey arguably more enticing than the well-documented Wrexham one. They dropped out of the Football League in 2011, spent 6 years in the National League North during their time in non-league and have climbed up through the divisions since then. And victory tonight will see Stockport jump into the playoff places after a decent start to the season. Wycombe, though, 5 straight wins in all competitions going into this one. They haven't won 6 in a row in League and Cup since 2016 as they aim to stretch their unbeaten league run to 11. But they'll need to change their fortunes here at Edgeley Park, having not won on any of their previous 12 visits here. It's Stockport County against Wycombe Wanderers.
We believe a huge amount in the group and we have to just keep grafting, as I've said, keep working our hardest and see where it can take us.
He's got a point, Sam Avery, hasn't he, about the quantity of games and how how little of the season has been played at this point.
Yeah, I mean, exactly why I've been trying not to get too carried away with the start that Wycombe have had to the season. It's obviously been a very good start to the season. The number of points that they've already accumulated is really impressive. They're up in second. It's been a phenomenal start to the season. Great unbeaten run, but it is just the start. They're a quarter of the way through the season. There's still 3/4 of the season to go, and there is a tough run coming up. I think this is the start of a potential tough run. Away to Stockport tonight, away to Wigan on Saturday, then Huddersfield. Lincoln have had a very good start to the season, and they've got Exeter to come as well. They've had a good start to the season. There's a tough run coming up for Wycombe, and I think we'll know, towards the end of maybe December when they've played a lot of those other sides up near the playoffs, if this is a promotion season and whether they can sustain this excellent run of form.
Tell you what though, Sam, he's got to be given some credit, Matt Bloomfield. I know we've said this a couple of times, but who knows what's going to happen in the next few weeks. But right now, at this point, credit to Blooms.
Yeah, absolutely. I've mentioned it a few times. This time last year, they were in the middle of a horrible 12-game winless run in League One. It's amazing, what change can be made in 12 months. 2 really good transfer windows for Wycombe. January last year, and then the summer just gone as well, to bring in the right players, the right mentality into the group, to complement what was already there. And they as much as I don't want to get carried away, that they deserve to have the points that they've picked up already. They look a really good team this season, Wycombe. Yeah. We've mentioned the goal threat. We've mentioned the fact that they always look a threat going forward. They've scored 3 goals in each of the last 4 games in all competitions. So good going forward. The top scorers in League One, actually the highest scorers in the top 4 divisions this season across all competitions. So that's not to be sniffed at. And they do look a really good side. So full credit to Matt Bloomfield for how he's turned things round. 2 really good windows, and they do look a really good team this season.
Pattenden in then. Did you say that's his first start?
First league start of the season.
League start,
yeah.
Right, yeah. And I mean, he's a player you like, isn't he?
Yeah, I do. He's really unfortunate that he's got Jack Grimmer for competition, who is the club captain, and has been a brilliant servant at right back for 4 or 5 years. Really consistent performer, Jack Grimmer. Came off with a head injury 10 days ago against Leyton Orient, so I think it's a knock-on from that as to why he's not here tonight. So Jasper Pattenden comes in, but I really like Pattenden. For someone who's come from non-league, he's 22 years of age. He's a really consistent performer. He's so reliable for someone so young. Really good on the ball, really good temperament. Fantastic guy as well. I've interviewed him a couple of times. Yeah, so level-headed.
I've interviewed him once, Sam. He's a really nice chap.
Yeah, he is. He's so grounded, and he plays like that as well. He plays like, the old saying, old head on young shoulders. That's Jasper Pattenden to a T. Really like him at right back, and hopefully he can do well tonight. But
what him coming in tonight does kind of highlight is one of the issues that Matt Bloomfield will have to face at various points of the season. Don't get me wrong, every manager has to face it. Injuries, and that's just starting to have an effect.
Yeah, this is where the squad depth comes in, and you know, the squad depth is really impressive this season for Wycombe. You know, they've had so many players come off the bench and make a real impact. But you know, losing players like McCleary, so experienced, you know, brings that quality at the top end of the pitch. Gideon Kodjo has looked really good in the last couple of weeks as well. He had 2 goals in his last 2 league games before tonight. He picked up a knock at the weekend and came off against York City, and obviously aforementioned Jack Grimmer as well. So they have picked up a few injuries. Hopefully not too many more, because as much as they have brilliant squad depth, Wycombe, if they pick up sort of 10, 11 injuries, then that will cause a big problem.